Rabanit Aliza, women in Jewish communities. For some people, they are second grade. For others, they are in the first place of scale, or they are equal to men. How is it in education and or in all the Jewish community?
Well, certainly women in Jewish communities occupy a central role as the foundation of the home, which is the foundation of the family, which is the foundation of the nation. So there's no question that women are of central importance. We play a different role than men play. So I like to see women as the undertow of the ocean, the driving force, and the men as the waves that make the splash on top. We each have our different function. We work together, women more privately and men more publicly. So in raising families, we certainly influence the entire Jewish world, and that is our central role. So there's a lot that needs to go into raising families and influencing communities through that.
Some time ago, women were not inside the institutions. They were not teaching, they were just being part of a family. Now you have them teaching, learning, being part, having activities, working in the communities in many other ways. Is this a change? This is the way we're going to.
Well, first of all, women have always taught. Sarah Imenu taught in her tent as Abraham taught in his. So women have always been teachers of Jewish women, trying to bring women into connection with Hashem and with each other and with the Jewish mission. So women have always been teachers and always been students. And we definitely have changing roles right now as the world is changing, where women are doing more work, more in the public eye. And it's a tension. How should we accomplish that? We definitely are paying a price in our families and in our communities for women working outside of the home. Nevertheless, I don't think that genie can be put back in the bottle. Women are outside of the home. So now that they are, I would like to see the feminine energy of Jewish women go towards building Jewish communities. I feel like a lot of Jewish women who are working outside of the home are working in speech therapy, in physicians' offices, as physicians, as doctors, as lawyers, as teachers in the Jewish community. That's great, but once we take our feminine energy and take it outside the community and trade our time and our strength for money, I feel like it's a drain on the Jewish community. I would like to see women get paid inside the community for building the community, so that as teachers, as role models, as rebbitzins, they can be paid for their work, and then their time and energy and wisdom goes towards building the Jewish community instead of draining from the Jewish community.
But now, in all the, not just in the Jewish community, women are trying to be as equal as men, working, being in politics, being everything. You will never see back that women return and say, we are going back to home.
No, that's not happening.
But is that happening also inside the Jewish community and in the Orthodox community, that women are getting out? You say you prefer them to have them inside working. But what is the...
Well, we definitely have to have women. Women are in the world, and we are in changing times. And the influence of Jewish women in the outside world, whether it's in the outside Jewish world or in the outside non-Jewish world, definitely needs to be felt. So for whatever reasons, Hashem has caused us to be sprinkled among the nations and sprinkled among the professions so that our energy is shared. It does come at a cost, and we do have to examine carefully how much of our energy is dissipated in working for places that's not where we should be spending our time, and how our energy could be concentrated and best used for building the Jewish people. So we're not going to be able to bring women back. Women are equal to men in their capability. They're not equal to men in their availability, because they need to be available for their families. So the question is, how do we balance that as women, taking good care of our families and also doing jobs that women want to do? Many women are out of balance, and it's costing our community. I'm not quite sure how to work with that. We're going to have to pay prices on both sides as we, as a Jewish community, move forward, trying to figure out how to best use the time and energy of our women.
Some recommendation for women these times, how to manage that. How do you do it? You are here giving speeches, learning people. Your family is not here.
Right, it's true. Although my family is grown up.
All right.
Yes.
But grown-ups also need a mother by their side and a father by their side, and you're working. How does this manage in these new times? How do a family, not just women in a family, have to arrange this new modern life inside a Jewish community and not a Jewish community?
Right, it's an excellent question. It's an excellent question. As Jews, our first mitzvah as a Jewish people was this month shall be to you the first of months. And Rav Hirsch translates that as this newness shall be to you the first of all newnesses, which means that as a people we need to constantly be evolving, constantly tapping into an energy of newness and recreation of ourselves. So it's a time to recreate. Again, there's no question about it. We have to figure out a new way of dealing with things. Nevertheless, family is first. So couples have to regularly meet with each other to see how is the energy of each one of them being best used. Fathers need to spend time with children, mothers need to spend time with children, and grown children too. My children are grown and out of the house now, but they still want my attention. They still need my energy. The grandchildren also still want my attention. So I do have to balance that. And it does cost. It means I can't invest as much here as there. And sometimes it costs.
Does the husband has to help? No. And sometimes later, I see your love. The husband's work was wake up, get out of the house,
right,
go to learning, go to shul, knis, temple, whatever, study, come back, have a good meal made by the wife, and that's it.
It's amazing to see the transition in the last 30 years that I've been working in the Jewish community. When I got married, I was the full-time stay-at-home mother, and my husband did exactly as you described. He got up in the morning, he went to work, he came back late, I took care of the house, I provided the meals, I raised the children, I took them to school, I went to their plays. Actually, in the middle of that process, when he turned 40, we looked at each other and said, it's not okay for a father not to be spending time. And so we actually gave up half of our income to be able to move to a city where we would be able to have father time and husband time and create a stronger family as the children moved into teenagehood, where we could have more involvement by the father. That was very important. As a Manhattan lawyer, he had no time for the family. As a Denver lawyer, he had a lot of time for the family. So that was a choice that we made. We gave up a lot in the material in order to gain relationships and family. And women have to then think about where they're going to go. It's interesting to see today, I've been watching over the years, men are much more involved. And when I've gone to the AJAP conference for the last 20 years, and now I see strollers and babies and men feeding babies and men changing diapers, and in between davening, men are taking care. It's gone a little bit overboard. I have, in my work, I speak with many rabbis, and some of the rabbis are complaining that Sunday mornings, the men bring the children to shul to give the women a break. And so Sunday morning davening is a mess with a bunch of kids running around and nobody has any kavana. So that needs to be changed too. It's great for a father to want to participate in the child rearing and child care and assisting his wife, and shul is a place for the men to be connecting to Hashem, not for children to be babysat by their fathers. So we definitely have to figure it out. Yes, men have to participate in the changing world as well, and women are still the main child care givers, and they have to see their role too in raising a family and creating a home, creating the environment in which a strong Torah family can thrive.
You said something also very important. You have spoken with many rabbis. It's interesting that many times when you hear a rabbi speaking or giving a lecture, you have men and women in the same shul, temple, wherever. You have them. But they are not speeches just for men. In this seminar, they are for women, they are mixed talks, and they are talks for women. But there isn't anyone, there is a woman giving a lecture for everybody. Why is it? Why is that?
Right. I would say that's part of the disadvantage that men have in the Jewish community, is that they only get to hear from men, whereas women get to hear from women and men. So women get to hear broader perspectives and broader opinions. And it's a challenge for men to not be able to hear that. They do hear that through their wives. So a good rabbi would have a strong marital relationship and have that strong feminine opinion mixed into his own that he would be sharing that way. So you would hear his wife through his words. Not every rabbi has a good relationship, so you don't always hear his wife in his words. I'm not sure exactly what the future is going to bring in terms of men hearing women speak.
I think it's important because women have a different approach of what it has been and it's going to be Jewish education. Here we are in about how to speak, how to teach Jewish education, how to bring them back to Torah to many kids. And I think women are a very important part of this process.
I agree that women are a very important part of this process. I think probably places like TorahAnytime.com and other video venues will be a way for men to hear women privately without women feeling like they're speaking to a mixed audience, and without men feeling like they're lowering themselves by listening to a woman teach Torah. So there are a lot of amazing female Torah teachers who are available online. You can hear a lot and you can see a lot online. I think that will be a way that it is a way that Torah is being spread, and it is a way that men can hear women if they want to have that perspective. And it's a way to also maintain the tzniut that women, not all women want to speak to a mixed audience, not all mixed audiences want to hear women. So it's a way to spread female Torah in a more tzniistic way when necessary.
Something you would like to say to all Mexican Jewish women that are hearing you?
I think as a Jewish woman, there's so much opportunity to grow and change and transform the world, starting by transforming ourselves, and then our families, and then our communities, and from that the ripple effect goes to the whole world. So when we realize our power as women to quietly but powerfully transform families and ideas and concepts and neighborhoods, I think we need to take that responsibility very seriously and really give to the world from our homes and let that ripple out to the extent that we're capable of. But I would like to see women really understand where they can go and what they could accomplish with the time and presence that they have.
Thank you very much.